Okay. Well, we hit our mark. We got 60 on here. Let's do this, Michael. Let's make it we'll pretend we're door knocking. So take it away.
Am I door knocking?
You're door knocking me. I'll be the seller.
Okay.
Hello. What do you want?
Hey, my name's Michael. I'm sorry to bug you. I'm sure you're getting blown up with all kinds of people talking to you, but I just wanted to drop by and saw your lender had set up a foreclosure sale there. I'm sure you're having a royal pain in the butt experience with them, but I just want to drop by and see how I could help.
Yeah, I think we've got it handled. We don't need any help.
Okay. And I'm glad you got it handled. I mean, I actually want you to get the foreclosure sale stopped just so I can wipe this address from my mind and make sure that you're okay. Would you just let me know how you got it solved, just so I feel better about the situation, make sure you're fine?
Yeah, the bank just messed up on their end. It was some kind of accounting error. So it should be done. It should be fixed up by the end of the week.
Oh, okay. Well, what happened with the accounting error? I actually had in my personal house a few years ago, I had it set up on auto pay and they sold the loan to someone else. And I didn't even know that it happened. So I can relate to that. What happened with that? I'm just curious.
Well, I mean, I'm not exactly sure what's going on. I have been paying my mortgage, but they said that they'd get everything fixed and let me know by Friday. So, but I do pay my mortgage. I am on time.
Oh, I believe you. It's not you that's the problem. It's usually these lenders. They don't know their left hand from their right. How about this? It sounds like you've got your situation under control, which is great. But I know these lenders can be difficult, and they can leave you kind of in a merry-go-round of wondering what you should do. Mm-hmm. So would it be okay if I just reached out to you on Friday after you kind of talk to your lender and just see how things are going?
I guess that'd be okay.
But again, I'm not trying to buy your house. I'm not trying to do anything to stop you from doing what you're doing. I just want to be a backup plan, right? So I've stopped hundreds of these things. I've seen every situation known to man, and I actually went through foreclosure myself in 2014. It was really scary. So I would love to have the opportunity to just come alongside you, be someone that you can bounce ideas off the wall, and don't feel any pressure. I'm just here to help.
You had a foreclosure in 2014?
Yeah, like I had told you, and it actually makes me emotional talking about it a little bit. But I got behind. I was a teacher. And I didn't have two nickels to rub together, and I had to put food back up at the shelves at the grocery store, and had to do all those things. It was a really scary time, and I would have loved someone like myself that has hundreds and hundreds of these deals under their belt to give me some guidance without feeling any pressure to commit or doing anything. And so that's just what I'm here for, is to give you that guidance, and hopefully you have it taken care of on your own and I don't have to do anything. But again, I'm just here as a backup plan and to be a friend for you.
Okay. Well, how did you stop your auction in 2014?
Actually, it was a friend of mine. He lent me a few $1,000s and bailed me out. Unfortunately, I was able to pay him back, but without him and his help, I don't know what we would have done. So just like my friend, I'm here to offer you some different options and see which one of those can be the solution for you.
So you're already here right now. What are those options?
Yeah, let's just go through them. I have 5 main ones. There are some offshoots, but these are kind of the primary ones. Number 1 is by far your best option, right? Okay. And that option is to reinstate the loan. So reinstatement just means you're paying the arrears back that you're behind. Do you know about how far you are behind at the moment?
I've missed about, I want to say I think I just missed my 4th payment. Okay. And I'm paying right around $2,000 a month.
Okay. So maybe give or take, if you're 4 months behind with some fees and things, is it fair to say maybe around 10 grand behind, something like that?
Yeah, that sounds about right. Probably right around $10,000 behind.
Okay. And then, is that an amount of money you think you're going to come into in the next few weeks before the sale, or?
No, I've missed so I lost my job a couple months ago, and I thought I was going to be able to, the bank was going to work with me. I've maxed my credit cards out, so I don't think I'm going to be able, my credit's kind of not that great right now. Yeah. So I don't think I can personally come up with $10,000. Okay. Do you think there's any way the bank could let me put it on the end of my loan or something?
And it's possible, and we'll get into that in the next option, but do you perhaps have some family or friends that might be able to lend you that money, or maybe a 401k that you could tap into from work? Just anything that you can think of?
I mean, yeah, I've had a 401. I've always had a 401k. How would I be able to tap into that?
Well, you definitely want to speak to your employer. Some employers are faster than others, and sometimes you have to pay a penalty on tapping into your 401k, but just have a conversation with them and see if they'd be willing to tap into some of that money for you. I mean, if you were transparent with them, perhaps that money could come around to you.
Okay. All right. So
that's option number one, right?
okay.
I would prefer you to go that route, rather reinstate the loan with your own money, or perhaps a family or friend, or 401k. That is by far your best option.
Okay.
So start looking into that in the next few days. But your second option, you kind of alluded to it, that you'd like to, wrap your arrears into your loan. You could do a loan modification. Have you spoken to your lender about that at all?
No, because I think you have to have like good credit and a job to do a loan mod when I Googled it. And I haven't had a job for the last 3 months.
Mm-hmm. If you don't have a job, it's a little bit of a challenge, but I would go ahead and make the call to your lender. Okay. See if they have that loan modification paperwork. And sometimes you can get a conditional pre-approval with a loan mod without actually closing it. And that can actually buy you some more time. So it definitely doesn't hurt to at least have that conversation.
Okay. How long does it take to find out if you get passed for the loan mod? Because my auction is in 3 weeks.
Yeah, it depends on the lender. A lot of times, if you're really proactive on that and get all the paperwork they need, they can hopefully get you approved in a week. But again, it's all up to the lender. Everyone is a little bit different, but you're going to have a better chance if you have that conversation sooner than later.
Okay. All right. And I just have to call my bank and ask for a loan mod?
Yeah, just call up your bank or your lender and call for or talk to the loss mitigation department there, and just say, look, here's my situation. I'm behind. I would really like to wrap these arrears into my loan, doing a loan modification. What would I need to do? What paperwork would I need to fill out? Is there someone here that I should be speaking to? Just kind of play like you don't know anything, and they'll be helpful if you call enough times.
Okay. What's the next option?
Okay. The next option is my least favorite, but it's highly effective. Okay. If you get down to the very end and it's a Hail Mary situation, it's like the day or two before and your lender's not doing anything to help, I can refer you to a gentleman or a lady that will help you file Chapter 13 bankruptcy. Mm-hmm. Okay, what that does is it stops the sale immediately. Okay. Depending on where you're at in the country, it might give you an extra 45, 60 days to do one of these options that I'm talking to you about. Okay.
So I could file the bankruptcy and then I'd have more time to potentially do a loan mod or get a loan to reinstate it?
Correct. But just keep in mind, if you file the bankruptcy, it will stop the sale. But when it rolls back around, your reinstatement's probably going to be higher. Getting approved for that loan mod might be a little bit more difficult because you have a bankruptcy on your record, but it does buy you time. Very effective in that. Okay,
but I'd still have an auction at the end of that bankruptcy.
If you didn't do one of these 5 options that I'm telling you about, it would roll back around to kind of where we're at right now.
Okay, all right. So bankruptcy is an option. Do you help me fill that paperwork out?
So I prefer not to do that. I have a partner that is, really proficient with bankruptcy. I would refer you to him. And generally, when we work together, I would pay for that process for you. So you don't have to worry about coming out of pocket or anything like that. But I would refer you to him and he could help you out with that.
Okay. Who are you again? Well, I'm just so confused. Why would you help me with all of this?
Yeah, again, my name's Michael. This is what I specialize in. I've stopped hundreds of foreclosure sales. And I just have a heart for this situation. Like, again, I went through this myself. So it's just kind of a passion thing for me to make sure people get their auction stopped. Whether I make money or not is inconsequential. I'm just here to make sure you get this thing stopped.
Okay. Yeah. All right. So 1, I can try and catch it up and see if I can get some family. I don't know. I don't want to ask any friends to lend me money. 2, talk to the bank, see if they can help me do a loan mod. 3, if I have I run out of time, I can file the bankruptcy And then are those my only options?
No, then you have a couple more.
Okay.
Number 4, and this is just, we probably can skip through this option, but it's selling the house for cash. You could sell it to anyone of your choice before the auction. And if you decided maybe you just want to walk away from the home and collect a lot of the equity and start your life new, that's an option, but we don't need to talk about that one for now, but it is an option. And the last option is called subject to. And subject to is just a fancy way for saying that I could catch up the arrears on the house, and I would take ownership of the house. And if we decided it was a mutually beneficial relationship, perhaps you could stay in the house as a long-term tenant. Again, we'd need to have that conversation and see if it was a good idea for both of us. But that's an option that could potentially keep you in the home, and your life wouldn't change a whole lot.
Okay. So it's really what's in it for you is for you to buy the house.
Would I like to buy the house? Sure. I'm an investor. I want to make money. But the difference between me and probably the other 50 people that have contacted you, I genuinely care about you, and you don't have to believe me, but I do this because I care about people. I've been through this situation myself, and I've stopped auctions for people tons and tons of times without me benefiting at all. And that's okay with me. I'm just here to serve, and that's it.
Well, I've just had a lot of people calling me in the last few months, and then you would not believe the amount of people knocking on my door. I'm just really tired of it.
I believe
Do you have anybody, like, how do I know who you say you are? Do you have any like previous homeowners you helped stop an auction I can talk to?
I mean, first off, has anyone had this conversation with you?
No, actually, everybody else has just been telling me that they can buy my house.
Yeah, everyone else just wants to buy your house, wants to lowball you. They're not caring about you. So that's the first thing, is to say, I mean, no one else has had this conversation, but yeah, feel free to look me up on Google. My company is called East West Properties. Just look us up and see, look at all the other people that have good things to say about us. And then if you want to, compare them to some of these other companies you're talking to. I have nothing bad to say about them, but just do the looking yourself and see what their reviews have to say. And maybe that can give you a little bit more clarity and peace that I'm here to really serve you.
Okay. Do you have a business card?
Yeah, I have a business card.
Okay. All right. Well, cool. Well, Michael, thank you so much. Everybody else has just kind of been pushy and aggressive, and nobody's actually able to answer any of my questions. So I appreciate you coming over today. Yeah,
just so I can follow up, would you mind me grabbing your number? I'm not going to bother you. I just want to be able to follow up with you and make sure you're okay.
Absolutely. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Perfect. I'm just going to shoot you a text real quick and make sure you have my number and your phone there. Would you just save my number? Because I know you're getting spammed with 800 people, and just want to make sure that if I call you or you call me, I just know that it's you.
Yep. Got your text. I'll save you right now. Michael with the great beard.
There you go. Well, what would be a good day for me to reach out? Again, I want to let you go through the process and speak with your lender, but what would be a convenient time for me to reach out again and check on you?
I think I need help reaching out to the bank. Is there any way that you could potentially help me talk to them? Because I get so nervous and scared.
Yeah. And a lot of it is knowing the questions to ask and knowing which person at your bank is actually helpful, because there's like the new people that don't know what they're talking about. And then there's the lady that's been there for 20 years. So I'm happy to hop on a phone call and just guide you through it. Okay. Well, I have to go to work here in 5 minutes. Could we maybe do it tomorrow? Can you help me tomorrow? Sure. When's a convenient time for me to reach out? If we could do it an hour earlier than now, that'd be great. I'd have some time before work. Perfect. Well, I'll probably shoot you a text maybe an hour before then. Okay. Make sure that's working for you. And then we can get on the phone. We can do a 3-way call with your lender and see what we can do to get this fixed up for you. Okay, cool. Well, thank you, Michael. I look forward to hearing from you tomorrow. Oh, yeah. I appreciate you taking the time. And I know you're stressed right now, but I promise that we're going to get this resolved. No matter what, you're not getting foreclosed on. Thanks, Michael. You're the first person that's given me peace of mind. All right. Well, I'll talk to you tomorrow. Look forward to having that conversation. Thank you. Boom. All right. That was really good. Did we go through everything? Ohad just said, wow, gold. Thank you. Mike Keller just said, this is exactly what I needed. Okay. Did that seem, how long did it take you to kind of get that laid, like smoothed out, so you remember all of those like options to help a homeowner? So really it's a very simple to remember the options, right? You got reinstatement, loan modification, Chapter 13, bankruptcy, cash sale, subject to. And are there some other options out there? Of course. But those are kind of the core 5. And as long as you remember those things, it's super simple to guide them through that. And a lot of times they'll disqualify themselves from certain options and you can move on to the next one. And sometimes they're going to choose options that lead to you not buying the house, and you have to be okay with that. Like many times people are going to choose of course they want to reinstate the loan. Maybe there's like, well, I'm going to go talk to my mom or my sister or my brother, see if they have the money. Perfect. You do that. Go talk to them. When are you going to have that conversation? I'm going to have it Sunday afternoon after church when we meet for lunch. Perfect. Is it okay if I reach out to you after that and just see how it went? Yeah, here's my phone number. And then they'll call back and they'll say, yep, I either got the money or, well, they just didn't have the money to give me. I guess I better pursue a different option. So allow them to go through the process and be okay with it and be supportive, but always set some type of follow-up commitment, whether it be getting that phone number or whether it be a micro commitment in terms of a next conversation. Always leave it with that. Because it would have been easy for me to just give Caroline my business card and walk away, right? But then I don't have their contact information. And that's pretty much the whole point of that door knock, is to get their of course, get the rapport and the trust, but get that contact and next step is why you're there.
But the one thing, keep moving the conversation forward and try and get the specifics. That's like, Michael didn't let me kind of like jog around anything. He was asking me questions and getting me to be really specific. Do you, we talked about this last week, but do you ever bring up a piece of paper with you just to go over those?
No. There are times where they will want those written down, and perhaps I'll have to jog back to the car and get something. But I have some marketing material to where they can go to different websites and landing pages and see all those laid out that I give them. But no, I just go through those a couple of times, and oftentimes they'll go grab a pad of paper or something, write it down.
Perfect. All right. So we'll do a quick role play here. And I'll be a tougher seller so you guys can see somebody who's mean. So go ahead, knock my house, Michael.
Knock, knock.
What do you want? You are the 30th person to door knock my house in the last 2 days. What do you want?
Hey, look, I'm not your enemy. The lender is, right? So I'm just here to help you walk you through your options. I know
That's
you've
what
been
everybody else says.
Yeah.
What makes you different?
Yeah. I know that you've been talking to all kinds of other people, and they all just want to buy your house, right?
And you don't want to buy my house?
Has anyone actually talked to you about your options on getting this thing stopped and actually put you in front of the dollar signs that they clearly care about?
No. Everybody just wants to buy my house. What makes you different from them?
Right. I do want to buy your house, but that's not why I'm here. And you don't have to believe me. You can roll your eyes. You can do all that. I'm just a stranger off the street. I get that. But at the end of the day, I went through this in 2014, and I was really defensive, and I was really hard on the people around me because I was scared out of my freaking mind, right? And I know that you're scared right now, and you're tired of dealing with all these vultures around trying to just steal your house. I'm not here to steal your house. I'm here out of experience of stopping these hundreds of times. I do not care if I make any money. All I care is getting you out of that scared state. Would you just trust me enough to allow me to walk you through these options with no obligation? And if you just want me to leave and buzz off, I'm cool with that too. But at least while I'm here, we may as well go through the options. What's it going to hurt?
Fine. All right. You have 2 minutes. What are the options?
Hey, option number 1, best for you. Reinstatement. That just means that you're going to pay the money off that you owe. Where are you at in terms of that? I mean, are you 3-6 months behind? I mean, where are we at?
I had the COVID relief package, so I'm about, I don't know, I'm a ways behind, and they've been letting me push it off, so I'm over a year behind.
I got you. So what's your mortgage payment? We can kind of guess, how far you are behind.
I'm around $1,800 a month.
$1,800 a month. So maybe 25, 30 grand. Is that
probably sounds about right? I'd probably say right around 30.
I mean, is that type of money? Are you going to run into it in the next couple of weeks? I mean, what's your feelings on that?
No, if I had the money, I wouldn't be in this situation. I don't have the money.
I got you. What about family or friends? You got any local family and friends that could help you out temporarily?
I don't have anybody that can help me. There's no family or friends that have that kind of money.
Okay. What about what about your work? Do you have any retirement that you could tap into?
My job just cut my hours, so I mean, I'm making less now. I don't know my retirement. Wouldn't I get penalties and lose money if I take out of my retirement? I just got this job last year, so I don't have a ton of retirement.
I got you. So it sounds like reinstatement, at least for now, maybe off the table. Have you talked to your lender about a loan modification?
This bank is ridiculous. When I started, they helped me out when I needed the COVID relief, but every time I call them, I get run around in circles and nobody can give me a straight answer. So I hate my bank. All they do is steal houses from people.
Yeah, I honestly feel the same way that you do. They don't even know their left hand from their right. Oftentimes they have no idea what's going on. If you'd like me to hop on a call with you, perhaps I can help you out. But I mean, do you get kind of the idea that they'd even be open to working with you on a loan mod at all, or is it just kind of shutting you down?
I mean, I didn't know how to do it. I've been overwhelmed. I've been getting a bunch of people knocking on my house. People are talking to my kids. They're calling my work. They're calling me. Somebody freaking messaged me on Facebook. All of these people have no personal boundaries.
Yeah.
It's overwhelming.
Yeah. In 2014, I almost got foreclosed on, and I had all these people reaching out, and it scared me. And I had just gotten married, and I was embarrassed, and I didn't really want my wife to know. So I can understand that personal space. So
yeah,
while I'm here and I want to talk to you, I will not keep bugging you if you don't want me to. But anyway, let's move on here. So perhaps not the loan modification. If it came down to it and you were down to your last option, your last day, I could help you file a bankruptcy. It's not my favorite solution, but it can stop the sale and it can buy you some time, maybe 40, 60 days or so. But let's not jump to that conclusion yet. If we get there, I can introduce you to someone that can help, and I can pay for that process so you don't feel like you have to come up with even more money.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Let's keep those alive. I want to keep this house. I got this house for my parents. I don't want to move.
So being said that, the fourth option is a cash sale. We don't even have to worry about that because you want to stay here. Fifth option might work for you.
Okay.
It's called subject to. It's just a fancy way of saying that I could reinstate the loan, come up with that, 25, 30 grand, right?
Okay.
And if we decided that it was a mutually beneficial thing to where, you could qualify to live here as a long-term tenant, perhaps that you could stay. I don't know I know you want to live here forever. I mean, in terms of the monthly payment, I know you can't afford that 25, 30 grand behind, but I mean, if we went back to where you just had that monthly payment, that was your old principal amount every month. I mean, is that doable right now? I mean,
work has cut my hours and I have 4 kids. It's just, I'm barely making ends meet. It was either have the pantry stocked or pay my mortgage, and I have 4 growing boys. So it just didn't make sense for me. I can't afford it. It's too much on my income.
Yeah. And I understand that. I mean, you obviously want to keep this house. I respect that.
Is there any way maybe the bank could make my payments not be as expensive?
I mean, it's possible. I mean, that's part of that loan mod process, and that's why it's important to go through that. But I mean, if it's really one of those things where you can't afford the monthly payment, is this really a situation that you want to keep struggling with month after month, year after year? I mean, I don't even want to talk about it because everyone else is trying to take your house and I'm not. Yeah. But would it feel better to potentially sell the house? I'm just going through a scenario. Okay. We're not committing to anything, but sell the house, get a bunch of money in your pocket. We could assist you in finding somewhere else to live. And then all of a sudden you have some margin, right? Where you've got that money in your pocket. You don't have to worry about your mortgage or your rent. You don't have to worry about feeding your kids. You don't have to worry about your car payment. It's taken care of. I mean, is that kind of a end goal that you would like to see? Or, I mean.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sorry for chewing your head off. I'm just really tired of this. This has just been really stressful. I don't want to worry about this. I have 2 kids that are going into high school at the same time. College is going to have to be around the corner. They're probably not going to go to college. I'll get them to be an electrician or something, but it's just hard. They're eating me out of house and home. And it's expensive to live right now. So yeah, I mean, I guess
Is it okay with you if I be honest with you just for a second?
Yeah, sure.
I've seen this situation hundreds of times,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm happy to help you save your home and help you stay here. I'm good with that. If that's the direction you want to go, I'm cool with it. But if I'm being real, again, I've been in foreclosure myself. Unless you see yourself coming into more hours at work or a higher paying job, I think it's just going to be more of this for the next couple of years. I just don't want to see you having to keep struggling. I've got kids myself, and I just don't want to have to see you keep fighting, keeping food on the table. And if I'm real with you, I mean, selling the house might be the way to go, just to get yourself some margin. But I'm willing to go down any of these paths and fight that fight with you.
You'd help me?
Heck yeah.
Okay. Well, come on inside. Let's talk about it.
Cool. So, I mean, that situation, she was really angry. I fought back.
You didn't let me walk all over you.
Don't feel like you have to just be like, oh, I'm sorry. I mean, you have to match their energy and be willing to go back and forth with them. Maybe they'll slam the door, but maybe in that situation, you're able to find an opening. So
that was a good one. So you guys got to see motivate, like, and practice with like motivated ones, practice with tough ones. Because if you practice like you play, everything's gonna feel like practice. You're gonna be smooth. Just keep getting more reps, and it'll help you a ton. Oh,
that was fun.
I like that.
Fun. Hopefully that was helpful for you. But I hope you realize through that process of role playing that you're gonna have some people that are super quiet and are just scared out of their mind, and they need that emotional support. You're going to have some people that are just dismissive and say, I've got it handled. And that's it. And you're going to have some people like the one we just did that are pissed. Right? And you have to learn how to mirror these people's energy. And it's not necessarily about sales. I've never taken a sales course in my life. I've read the Sandler stuff and things like that. But, it's just getting good at talking to people by having the reps. Right? And you're going to fumble ones like that. There have been ones in the past where people got mad at me like she just did. And I literally just walked away. I just didn't know what to say. But over time, you get more and more comfortable. And you just are able to match them and hopefully make something happen. So just get in the reps, put in the time, be okay with failing. You do not have to be perfect. Be there to serve, and you'll get some dubs.
Michael, thank you for doing this. Everybody, thank you so much for showing up and supporting us. We just want to make this accessible for everybody. If you would, just like this video, please. Share this with 2 people. Anybody you think that can find value in this.
Yeah, keep showing up. Keep asking your tough questions. This is a fun topic, and we can help a lot of people. And you just got to keep showing up and keep taking action, and good things will happen. So.
Yeah. All right, everybody. We'll see you next week. Thank you.